I would like to explain to you that I am from Libya. Many people from Libya, they were when they made them free, when they come back to Libya, they made a lot of terms like people.
Well, how many actually are when they were released from Guantanamo?
They released them.
How many of them?
Since 7 years.
Give me a number. How many people?
I know in person one.
One.
Yeah, in person.
What would happen if you were tortured over and over again? Wouldn't you become, unless you're an extraordinary person, you might become a reactionary, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you torture somebody over and over and over again and treat him in such a inhumane fashion, people react differently. Some people are like Mossadegh in England, who is an advocate to close the place. Some people just go off. We made these people do what they did. When you are extremely cruel to another person, you don't know what the result of that is going to be. That's the way I look at it. Because there's no excuse for torture, no excuse for hooding people and humiliating them the way we did. Do you know what we did to those people? You know, the Red Cross wasn't even allowed to visit. And lawyers can't even take notes. I mean, it's dishonest.
How are we gonna treat them?
We're gonna pay them. Compensation is what we should do for people that we've tortured. Compensation. Absolutely. And if it's somebody really dangerous, then put him in a place that's more humane, where you can keep an eye on them. But don't continually mistreat people. That's against what this country is supposed to stand for. I don't want to live in a country of paranoid, sadistic people. We're supposed to stand something. We're supposed to, if you have the Bill of Rights, support it. That is the spine of the Constitution of the United States. We have really lost what we were with 9/11. We let those crooks in the White House and Congress destroy the Constitution of this country. It's nothing without the people behind it. The Constitution means nothing unless the people of this country really read it and really support it and advocate for it. It's totally impotent because our Congress people, they spy, everybody's phone conversations, emails are taken off somewhere to be stored for future use. That means you can blackmail congressmen and senators if you want to. So, you know, American people need to wake up and save the Constitution because these politicians are being bought off by the new system where money is considered free speech. And so the corporations rule this country right now. Until the American people wake up, we're going to have tyranny and more tyranny. And a good example of that tyranny is what you see at Guantanamo, where the Red Cross can't even visit, where the rapporteur from the United Nations on torture is not allowed to visit. What does that tell you? This is supposed to be a free society, and the Freedom of Information Act filed by the American Citizens Union, they refuse to answer the justice. The whole report on torture is they will not release it for Justice Department, which Eric Holner is under this man. Now they got a new person. But this country is in serious trouble. Our republic is on its deathbed. It's on its deathbed. And if the American people don't wake up, it's going to be totally gone. You can't go along with evil and think that evil is not, in the end, going to overtake you.
Last question, do you think that America
The Taliban? What about them?
Do you think that America is created?
Well, actually, they did originally, right? They supported them against the Soviet Union and armed the Taliban. Yeah, they're a creation. All these people, and whose arms does ISIL use? ISIS use? American arms, because we're arming people who are fighting Assad in Syria, and that was ISIL. That was ISIS. And it's well known. We were supplying the rebels in Syria to overthrow Assad, and ISIS was one of those groups. So they got American American weapons. And we left American weapons in Iraq, and those were taken over by ISIS. And then we say, what a great ally Turkey's going to make. Well, Turks buy their oil from ISIS, a lot of Turks, because it's cheap. So, you know, it's all self-perpetuating war. We make war and wars result because it's injustice from day one. You know, we overthrew the Republic of Iran. The CIA overthrew it. They installed the Shah, who used torture on his own people. And they overthrew him. And the first thing they did was take over the American embassy. Why? Because we use our embassies for the CIA ops.
People, they say they're doing that to protect America.
No, they're not. They're protecting big business is what they're protecting. They're not protecting Americans. Just the opposite. They're putting Americans in jeopardy. Because when you support tyranny abroad, you're giving them a message about the country that's supporting the tyranny. Why are we supporting the dictatorship in Egypt? We're supporting this. We're arming them again, even though they've executed, what is it, 1,000 political prisoners and arrest journalists, and we're arming them. We're still arming the dictatorship of Egypt. It's criminal. But there's a kickback system where, you know, that's one of our biggest industries is the defense industry, and they pay our politicians to support them, to give them contracts. Okay. So it's nice talking with you. I guess it was a one-way conversation, but you're very patient. Well, thank you very much. Okay, thanks.